Hello everyone, welcome to Star Codes. This is Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist, and today we are going to cover the first lunation of 2021, the new moon in Capricorn. This is a very important new moon because it takes place pretty much at the same location as last year's big Stallion in Capricorn that was on January 12th, 2020. Well, this new moon in Capricorn also happens on January 12th on the West Coast and Central Time and Mountain Time, and January 13th at exactly midnight, 12 a.m. Eastern Time, and 5 a.m. on January 13th, Universal Time. Now, there's so many incredible conjunctions, mergings of planets, stelliums that are taking place at the time of this Capricorn new moon. And there's a lot of excitement, a lot of surprise energy in the air as well, because Uranus and Mars play a big role, as you'll see in a moment. Now, if you hear a background noise, it's because I'm actually recording while there's construction going on. So you'll hear this hum, and I apologize for that. It's just part of the 5 universal year energy of 2021, where anything goes and the unexpected basically is part of our life. So back to the new moon in Capricorn. Now, the sun and moon will be conjunct Pluto, and this creates a stellium with Pluto, and Pluto is literally half a degree from where it was last year during the stellium with Saturn, the sun, and Mercury, that big 500-year event. So we're basically revisiting that location right now, meaning within us, we're looking at what it is we've come through, what it is that has transformed, how we have seen things that we have never seen before, because Pluto dredges up the truth and brings it to light. So since this is happening in Capricorn representing the past, and since Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, just moved into Aquarius on the solstice, well, right before the solstice, but joined with Jupiter on the solstice, we have this dynamic of Aquarius, sign of the future, Capricorn, sign of the past, coming together in this pivotal moment. It's like this timeless moment of looking at the state of yourself, the planet, and seeing how far you have come, how much you've accepted the release of old patterns, the release of old beliefs. The south node of the moon is in Sagittarius and has been for a few months and continues to be all this year. Sagittarius is beliefs. The south node is the past beliefs, past thoughts, past structures in your life that you have partaken in. Everything's undergoing a shift, as you know. And so this creates this dynamic looking at how far you have come in moving away from what was traditional Capricorn into what is new and unexpected, arising within you, that incredible urge for invention and reinvention. So let's look at the repeated moon numerology first, because it's really quite extraordinary, and it ties into this incredible theme of the whole year that is about truth and freedom and joy. Now in 2020, the last 3 new moons happened at 23 degrees. Libra new moon, Scorpio new moon, and Sagittarius solar eclipse all happened at 23 degrees. The first 3 new moons of 2021 also happen at 23 degrees, as does this Capricorn new moon, 23 degrees Capricorn. So that pattern of 23 degrees is very important. It's sending a message to us. So what is the message? Well, 23 is considered by the ancient Chaldeans to be the strongest number in numerology. It signifies the royal star of the lion. The royal star of the lion. We had 3 at the end of 2020 and the first 3 of 2021 representing this vibration. So that is about the king of the jungle, the confidence, the strength, the courage, and the ability to be flexible and free and liberated. 23 reduces to 5. We are in a 5 universal year now. 2021 resonates to 5. So this indicates a period of tremendous empowerment through courage, through setting yourself free, being fearless. And this whole new moon has that theme of fearlessness and courage and freedom, and the tension that comes with the inquiry. Once you have that inner inquiry, you create that inner tension because you seek to express yourself in a new way, in a higher vibrational way, right? So this is all about liberation. This is about inner strength and tuning in to your ability as a fearless creator, right? So you're roaring, Royal Star of the Lion, you're roaring with joyful creativity, with joyful excitement about what is to come. And 23 is so strong a presence in terms of the strength of this number that other numbers can't cause much in terms of challenges. And that's why the number is called the Royal Star of the Lion. It really is the pinnacle of freedom and courage. And then there's the conjunction of the Sun and Moon at 23 degrees with Pluto. Now, Pluto and the Sun and Moon are joining together within half a degree of that stellium exactly a year ago on January 12th, 2020. And this is a huge moment for us here because Pluto is about purging. Pluto is about going straight to the truth. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. The stinger goes to the truth, and we discover what it is that is behind it all, the unconscious drivers, the belief systems that are fueling how we approach life. So we've now come full circle, in a sense, to another point, a turning point, where we see the truth. The truth shall set you free. And this is critical because as Pluto continues its movements through the latter part of Capricorn, it's coming closer and closer and closer to its beginning birth location in the chart of the United States of America. On July 4th, 1776, Pluto was in Capricorn, 27 degrees. And by early next year, that first sojourn around the zodiac will return to that birthplace for the very, very first time. And so this is an important time now because we're in the midst of the return, the Pluto return. And so this Capricorn new moon takes place merged with Pluto. So that means the 2 weeks following the new moon. So from the 12th, 13th of January, 2 weeks after that will be pivotal in many respects for what goes on in the US. Now we have, of course, the inauguration on the 20th. And on that day, just to stay on the topic for a moment, on that day, Mars merges together with Uranus. Now, this is big too because of what that represents in terms of sudden shifts, really earthquakes. Taurus is an earth sign. Mars and Uranus coming together is incredibly fiery, unexpected energy. And it truly is about energy. It's a shift of energy. So there's a lot that's coming into play now that is destined. You know, Mars and Pluto are co-rulers of Scorpio, Mars being the original ruler of Scorpio. So there's a lot of bringing up the unseen, looking at what's formerly not visible, and being in a complete state of acceptance. Because of the new moon in Capricorn, this is new beginnings. Accepting the new direction is really going to be one of the keys to handling this outburst of like fireworks, really, is what it is. So we're also going to look at how Aquarius is activated because Saturn and Jupiter recently moved into Aquarius, but they're merged with Mercury in Aquarius now. So there's a stellium there as well. And of course, how the number 23 is helping us to integrate that fearless acceptance so that we're open to the sweeping changes in our own lives and the world in general. So new moons, new beginnings, Capricorn past, new moon is about being present right now. So this is a birth of a new inner dedication being in Capricorn. And so you want to look at what are you dedicating your precious energy to? And so one way to be open to the changes of the 23 degrees, the Pluto transformation, is that you focus on soul growth, on the acceleration of the evolution within you that is taking place. The planet, of course, is rebirthing. It is entering a brand new age of much more expansiveness. The Aquarius energy is really moving in now, right? We're moving into that home. We're starting to acclimate. And so since the ruler of this new moon in Capricorn is Saturn, and Saturn is already in Aquarius, it signifies a tremendous shift of looking both at the future and the past. We're looking at both sides. We're bridging the old and the new with Capricorn and Aquarius. And I talk a lot about this bridging in my 2021 Ultimate Yearly Forecast. If you have not seen that yet, it's a 4-hour live stream with a Q&A. And it is really jam-packed with all the themes of 2021 that we want to be in tune with. We want to be aware of so that we are not taken off guard, so that we know the pivotal moments to really take advantage of and use them to the best of our ability. So the structure of Capricorn has been going through a dismantling process to begin with. That is going to speed up now. Aquarius moves fast. Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, is in Taurus. Taurus is more of a slow-moving sign, but Mars is now joining Uranus and is going to speed things up. So for the whole month of January, Mars pretty much will be conjunct Uranus after Mars moves into Taurus, which is January 6th. Mars moves into Taurus and then soon will conjunct Uranus. So really, this conjunction is going to speed up the shift, setting us free. So now there's a huge developmental aspect to this. The focus on the opportunities we have, because all of this tension that's in the air is breaking things up. It is literally making room for breakthroughs. And that brings great opportunities for growth and understanding if you're open to accept the new energy. There are many, many different outcomes you can tune into, hopefully high vibrational, but the increased magnetism and intensity of that Pluto conjunction is going to stir things up and bring energy to the surface. So it'll help you make a lot of potent decisions about how to move forward. What you'll sense very clearly is whether there is energy that is not for your highest good. So that would be disempowerment energy. That would be manipulation, right? Those are the shadow sides of Pluto. You'll have a second sense, or I should say, intuitive sense of knowing the truth. Because, again, the connection to Pluto and Scorpio. And you'll have an increased understanding of mysteries, of philosophy. Jupiter conjunct Saturn, philosophy, wisdom, Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn. I know I'm tying a lot of ends here together and connecting the dots, but there really is an overall picture here of how we're moving from past structures that really kept us in a state of inquiry in a sense, because they were so set and so considered the only way or the highway kind of thing. That's the old Capricorn way. We're really moving out of that now, but that presents the issue of, well, how do we navigate? What do we rely on? And what you're discovering is it's the heart you turn into, right? Aquarius, Uranus, intuition, inspiration. And so the heart is what's going to help you navigate all the shifts in play. And you'll be able to see more clearly too, because 2020, the year we just left, was about seeing more clearly. And now you're going to use that newly acquired perfect vision to guide you through these moments. So let's now look at another very big part of this new moon, and that is that Mars conjunct Uranus in Taurus. It can create a lot of internal energy, like a volcanic energy. This is Taurus, the earth sign, very stable, and then Uranus, the change agent, coming together with Mars, fire, to really create some kind of internal vibrational shift. It could feel like an earthquake to you. It is about physical reality as well, but it is very much about increasing your inner fire, receiving intuitive insights, wonderful flashes of intuition, a lot more self-confidence. Mars governs that inner confidence, that you are an individual, that you have your own way and you're not trying to please anyone, setting yourself free. This is a wonderful energy surge to explore that new territory and be open to encounters that come out of nowhere, that are synchronistic and synchronistically creative. So that helps you make those changes in your life. So whatever you feel pulled to express, really move toward that change and that innovation. Allow your heart to speak. Don't shut it down. Mars is also square to Saturn, right? Aquarius, Taurus, they're both fixed signs. So again, the tension is to help us to not stay in that place of where we're fixed and stubborn. So Mars square Saturn is really stimulating a lot of growth. So if there is any resistance at all to things needing to stay the way they are, normal, you'll discover how to listen in order to move out of energy that's not flowing easily. This is really important time to ask yourself, what am I putting my energy into? And observe the doors that open and the doors that close. You need to follow those threads. Now, Jupiter square Uranus is also in play. This is a big aspect of 2021. And it's urging you to set yourself free from restriction that you feel under right now, any kind of restriction at this time, releasing yourself from that restriction. So be open to anything that comes your way that captures you in some way. There are major opportunities for this setting free theme. And then we have that stellium. So Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury being the way we communicate, the way we share a message, but also media. So we're looking at, what are we placing our faith into? Is it false idols? Is it false beliefs? Is it false directions? Or is it what's coming through truly as effortless, true goodness, right? This is about redirecting your energy into what feels good and not placing your faith into ideas or people. It's really got to come from within you. Yes, you can listen, right? But if it is truly just ideas that are creating your decision-making process, there is something missing. And so this stellium, which is just going to get stronger through February because we're going to have several planets join it, this stellium is powerful. The Aquarian age is represented by this liberation from your adherence to old beliefs, thoughts, ways, paradigms, the way you were raised. All that doesn't feel congruent with you, should be out the door, right? So you're upgrading your belief system in favor of something that allows you to be much more open and appreciative of love and light and peace and joy. Our beliefs are created unconsciously by our programming from day one, even from past and present and parallel lives. So there's going to be some fear of letting go of what became our comfort zone. And so this combination of planets, the messenger, the planet of joy and expansion and beliefs, and the planet that governs our discipline and our standing and what we do to feel successful, This combination is wonderful because our belief systems drive how we interpret events, right? Our belief systems drive how we hear and what we see, and our perspective in life in general. So then there's also another part of this Uranus in Taurus experience. Mars has joined, but Venus is trine to Uranus during this new moon. And this is very beautiful energy. It stimulates love. It stimulates joy, new romance, exciting financial windfalls, bonuses, opportunities, pleasure. It's very positive energy for creativity. And Venus trine Uranus will absolutely help that square that Mars is creating with the other planets, right? And that conjunction that Mars is creating with Uranus. So this Venus energy is really a godsend. Venus is the ruler of Taurus, so it's even more dynamic, adding this beautiful trine into the mix. And understanding, too, that the pursuit and fulfillment of your soul's plan is always accompanied by beauty, by happiness, by love, and a sense of well-being, which is what this Venus connection represents, and Venus in general represents. So happiness, love, fulfillment, they create a very attractive vibrational state. When you are being in that state of joy and happiness, you will naturally attract support and opportunities that will advance your life in every way, including practically. Taurus is a very practical sign as well. What is important, though, and speaking of Capricorn, is your definition of success, because Capricorn governs that area of life. What is your definition? How do you define success? Because in the way that you look at what success means to you, that will determine what your life will feel like, what it will look like, what kind of success you're going to achieve. And it takes a lot of effort, again, Capricorn, Saturn, to dig into the depths and to create something that is long-lasting and successful. You want to build a strong structure. And when you do, you can withstand anything, but it takes deep, committed effort, right? So you want to know that with Pluto forming this conjunction to the new moon in Capricorn, there is a sense of just seeing the truth very quickly. Pluto's very intuitive. So there isn't that big of a struggle if you're open to the transformation. Capricorn puts your focus on future security, the goals, the achievements, the success, the recognition, making those decisions. And Pluto's coming in and saying, okay, it's time to change how you see all of these definitions of success that you may have had before. Is it coming from the ego, in other words? From the ego's perspective, you'll go over a certain kind of success. Your choices will align with that egoic goal setting. You'll direct your decisions and your choices towards pursuing relationships that enhance your power, for example. That's very egoic. Now, keep in mind, success alone isn't enough to make you happy, right? We all know that. You want to fine-tune your intuition. You want to use discernment, because the ego can just send you from desire to desire to desire. The next desire, whatever fulfills that ego replenishing better, is the treadmill that you will basically walk on, because the ego uses fear of lack to go towards the next goal, right? So that's one way to do it if that's your choice. And if you do that, you will be convinced that unless you follow your ego's suggestion and go after what your ego says you want, unless you do that, you won't get what it is that you desire. So the tool of choice for the ego is fear, right? It's unhappiness. It's fear of failure, basically. You listen from a place of lack, you attract temporary satisfaction, and you're seeking success for the sake of success. And that's the old paradigm. That's the Capricorn paradigm. That is what's being dismantled now, because it means you're running from the fear of failing. And you're afraid you'll be a failure, when the truth is that no one ever can be a failure. Failure is just an idea. So this is why the Mercury conjunction in Aquarius is so important, because Mercury is how you think. And thoughts are ideas, and failure is an idea. It is not reality. You imagine that others are judging you. It's based on judgment of others, obviously, and weighing your worth against some standard, this competitive way, and you don't want to come up short to that standard. So your imagination is being used by literally working against you, because you're imagining something that is not real. It's scaring you. And at the same time, it's creating suffering in your life. Since you learned when you were young, you were being judged by parents, by school, by teachers, college, work, you identify with this. It's like your MO, right? Now, what Pluto is transforming, being conjunct this new moon in Capricorn, is the root of that failure. So the root being the fear of not surviving, the fear of not being loved, right? The fear of not surviving is the practical. The fear of not being loved is the spiritual. And these two fears are very, very much active in our human experience. But there's no way you can fail at these things. The fear is not real. It's intangible. It's literally your imagination going haywire. So in 2021, the year of truth, joy, and freedom, the truth is that failure is part of life. Just accept it. It's built into life so that we learn, so that we grow. How else would we grow, right? I mean, when you started to learn how to walk, you fell down. When you learned how to read, you stumbled over words. If you're learning an instrument like the piano, you will strike wrong notes. No matter whether you're starting off or a professional, that's how you learn, right? So learning to do anything, you will fail just to get ahead in that field. So failure is freeing you up by giving you feedback. So just remember that, the 3 F's. Failure is freeing you up by giving you feedback. You need feedback so you can know how to proceed. And it's absolutely necessary for success. It's not an emotional thing. We emotionalize it, right? Our beliefs get into this and it gets all messy. And if we just could see failure as a practical tool for motivation, for inspiration, then, hey, we will see that you can't achieve anything without failure, and vice versa. You can't achieve success without failure. So if you take your mistakes personally, if you think those mistakes are saying something about you, that they're providing meaning about you, I'm a failure, instead of, oh, I just need to correct that now. I need to work at this. If you personalize it by putting the I am in front of failure, you won't get past the judgment. And that will prevent you from getting better at what you're doing. And the whole point of Capricorn is to actually strive for success, right? And if you notice, those who perform in life most successfully are the same people who failed the most. They may not always tell you that, but if you get to know them, they will tell you that that's what it takes. You persevere through the challenges. Capricorn is the sign of perseverance, of discipline, of persistence. You stick through it, through all the failures, and you learn from those failures. And it is what you learn from failure that makes you a success in anything that you do. Now, this goes for material success as well. Once lessons are learned, you choose more wisely. Jupiter, wisdom, merged with Saturn, ruler of Capricorn in Aquarius. New way of believing, new wisdom, new way of creating success, right? You're not fooled by superficial values. You're not fooled by superficial goals, because Capricorn is the anti-superficial sign, if there's any sign. Everyone goes through this discernment upgrade, and it's happening right now. So if you allow the fear of failure to rule your life instead of going after what makes your heart sing, you're going to shy away from those very things that you really enjoy, because you're afraid how you might look to others. You might look foolish. You might not succeed. Well, yeah, you might not. Yes. So staying in your comfort zone is really not a good choice at this point. I mean, you can choose, of course, whatever you feel drawn to. However, the energies are now set up to take you out of your comfort zone in order to manifest this internal shift. So those who are truly happy and feel internally successful, internally at peace, and have the confidence that they can achieve their goals, they're willing to persevere. They're willing to do what it takes, regardless of any difficulties, including failures, right? So have the courage, have that number 23 degree courage, the Mars courage, to follow your heart. Mars and Taurus will allow you to integrate that beautiful internal fire in a way that is lasting. Taurus being an earth sign, Taurus being aligned to your values, Taurus being aligned also to abundance and pleasure and joy and beauty. So follow your true passion. Do truly focus on what you love. Be what you love. Fear will only dissipate your passion and your brilliance. Fear is not what you want to turn into. It zaps light and love. What you are is light and love. What you are is passionate. You are brilliant. You are naturally courageous. And these are feelings from the heart. Courage comes from the word heart. So follow that vibration. Listen to your heart. Be happy with your life and how you spend your time and who you spend it with and what you are doing, how you're making a living. Capricorn governs career. So how you're making a living is also on the table. Upgrading that. So the message is to explore new things, explore as much as possible, and you'll discover what you're really good at, what you truly feel happy at doing, what makes your heart sing. This is really the message of the year and brilliantly activated and actualized by this Capricorn new moon. So have an amazing new moon. Remember, you have a star code as well. You can discover it at starcodeclass.com. It's a free masterclass I created for you where you can see your birth code for your birthday, your birth name code, and the incredible degree numbers in your astrology chart. There's a handout you get. So it's really easy and it's fun to just explore who you are and get to know the people in your life as well, to have more compassion and understanding and peace of mind. So enjoy that at starcodeclass.com. Have a beautiful Capricorn new moon. And I will see you next week in our next episode of Star Codes. Bye-bye for now.